It's all fun and games until you start dating. Alright guys, let's go and check out some drama TikToks.
Oh my God, look at that drunk guy.
Who is he?
And years back, he proposed to me and I rejected him.
Oh, I see. He's still celebrating.
You're buying this yourself.
My current boyfriend does not want to buy diapers, wipes, milk for my 6 babies. Wow. And you're mad.
You're buying this yourself. But that's for your kids.
You want to date me, then you're accepting my kids. You're going to buy them milk.
No. No, that's your kids you had, that's your milk.
Nah, that's...
Pay for the bleach because that's for clean.
You're dating me, you're going to pay for my kids' milk.
That's not how it works, bro.
Yes, it is.
I'll buy you food.
If
your kids are hungry, we're hanging out together, I'll get them food.
You're crazy. I don't like you. I think this is not going to work out.
Little meal. What do you mean?
It's not going to work out. No, that's not how it works.
Habit, though. It's not. I'm not looking at 2 milks. I'm looking at a short of milks forever.
Let me tell you something.
You told me in the beginning, like, yo, okay, I'm feeling you. You told me you're feeling me too. You should have told me I'm feeling you, but you gotta buy my kids milk all the time.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, don't they have their own dads that they're gonna buy them milk, or what? They pay the alimony for your nails and your hair, and then you date a boyfriend who will pay for the food. Is this like job, business?
It was really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah,
nice to meet you, Joey. Are you guys like dating?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, Joey.
Yeah, I'm safe. Why are you trying to...
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Joey, that. Close that back door.
That's shameful. You don't do that. You literally do not do that. That is so disrespectful. She leaves her 18-year marriage after being not valued enough, ends up losing all benefits.
I get off work, I take my kids to school, and I check the mailbox. And there's a letter addressed to me from the Department of Defense. That's my husband's employer. And they sent me this letter to notify me that my spouse has taken me off of his life insurance. Now, during that few weeks when my husband and I were arguing about the divorce, he did say to me that he took me off the life insurance and made his mother the beneficiary. His mother, who we haven't seen for 10 years, his mother, who's never met our children, who are 15 and 12. Scratch that. She did meet our oldest child when she was an infant.
At the end of the day, she is his mom, and she is gonna forever be his mom. You are the one divorcing him, which means you're going from a wife status to an ex-wife status. So what do you really expect?
Manager at an urban clothing store, and I only make $35,000 a year, and I'm paying child support. So my ex-wife here, she is a dental assistant, and also she does Herbalife distribution, and she's making 200 grand a year. And I just need a little help because she's not doing child support at all, and it's a struggle for me right now. I'm a retired U.S. veteran, and it's just a struggle with my two boys.
This man only makes $35,000, and you think he should still be paying child support and he has the children more than you? Child support obligation comes out to $1,456 a month.
That is nothing, all right? Like, she makes $200,000. For her, that is nothing. And at the end of the day, it's for her children. Now, I do understand the idea. Like, I always was thinking the one who earns more should be the one paying child support. But then at the end of the day, maybe the one who doesn't earn enough is not even trying to earn more, because then they don't have to pay. So I really don't know what the solution is, but I definitely think it is unfair for someone who makes only $35,000 a year to pay child support. At least not to this huge amount that are expected.
I can't stand a man that doesn't go to the gym, because what do you mean you have all that testosterone and you're just letting it go to waste? If I were a man with all the natural testosterone that y'all are born with, I would be unbelievable. Hand it over.
Gets rejected because she's too shallow.
What's your name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine, how old are you?
25.
25. And what do you do?
I'm a nursing assistant.
Okay, all right. And what do you look for in a man?
A provider, someone that, you know, knows what he wants to do in life. I guess that's one.
Okay. Now, Jasmine, what do you like to do for fun?
Go out, have fun. So if you don't like to go out, that's a deal breaker too. I like to go on dates.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, Jasmine, what is your next question for the guys?
Are you guys providers?
Okay.
Do you guys like to provide?
Okay, let's start right over here.
Yeah, but I will say, your questions, I mean, your answers, like the stuff I'm getting from you is like super shallow. Like, what do you want from a man? You know, a provider, knows what he wants.
Yeah.
Very shallow. Give me something deep. Like, tell me something about yourself that's more than just shallow.
Okay, where are you guys from? And if you're, that's where.
That is the deepest she could go. Where you're from. Like, that is so boring. But also at the same time, what is she supposed to ask someone she doesn't know and ask so many of them the same question? Maybe she could have said, what do you look for in a woman? Or she could have said something like, what are your interests, hobbies? What do you like to do in your free time and stuff like that? But I don't know. It is very difficult when it's on the spot like this.
To a relationship with a man that earns less than you?
Yeah, I would.
Why?
I would make him richer.
Wow.
Because there is difference, you know, between a good wife and being a bad wife. Because if you always stress him, he will never make it. And if you always take his time and you don't care about his future, what he really wants to achieve, then you will never get a rich man.
Perfect. That is so amazing.
Anybody trying to date me, my bills or your bills? So
and here we have another individual who has confused the rules of dating with the rules of marriage.
I don't care whose car it is. You're trying to date me. You're trying to take a load off of me.
Exactly when did dating come to mean taking the load off of someone financially?
No.
And here I thought dating was just about getting to know someone.
Exactly. Spending precious time together, making memories together, figuring out if this is something that can be permanent. But actually going with the worst part of marriage and putting it on the dating side where people can just leave easily without any obligations, you really are setting yourself to failure.
When did that definition change?
So my car is your car, you cover the bills. I don't.
No, that's not what that means. If a person is just dating, no. Their property is still their property and their responsibilities are still only theirs. It's not the other person's responsibility to financially take care of that person.
Simple. You're trying to date me, so my bills are your bills. Period.
But the simplest thing of all is that individuals with this particular thought process aren't going to end up being the most unhappy, because the individuals that they find are actually willing to support them financially just when they're dating and not when they're married are going to be the ones that they're the most unhappy with, because they have the lowest levels of self-esteem and self-worth.
Sorry, what did you say to me?
Why you order a taxi?
Because I need to go home.
Why you want to go home? I think you come home with me.
Well, because I'm done here and I'm not gonna go home with you. What you mean I'm going home with you?
I mean, I pay for the dinner. Normally you come home with me.
Normally? Wait, what normal are we talking about here? What is these standards you set up yourself to, guys and girls? Like what? They pay you dinner and you go to bed with them? Is that what you're teaching men? That's what it's supposed to be like? Your worth in bed is a dinner?
I mean, I pay for the dinner. Normally you come home with me.
So you mean if you pay for the dinner, then I should go home and sleep with you? How much you pay for the dinner?
It's not about the dinner, but I pay like 2.6 million.
Do me a favor, please.
2.6 million what?
Get out of here.
Get out of
Hey, babe,
here.
I'm home.
You're on who's still in the dryer.
I'm pretty hungry. Do you want to make dinner or cook something?
You can just DoorDash something because I already went out with a couple friends.
I actually.
Oh, no. Where is the love? No hugging, not even a smile, not even asking how the day was. Can you cook me dinner? Yeah, sure, why not? If you have time. If not, I'll order for you since I don't have time to cook today. Even like knowing that he's gonna be back at that time, make plans ahead. Are we gonna eat together or not? Like, this is one of the things that is the most normal in a relationship. Every single day you discuss food, okay? That is completely normal to know who's eating what at what time. If you don't know that, you're lost. What is a relationship?
I got a bonus today at work because my boss has been saying I've been doing well, so he gave me like a nice little bonus.
How much is it?
It was $1,000. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. Why do you feel this way?
Some conflict in my life.
I almost broke up with my husband because I thought he was boring. Turns out he was just healthy and sane. Every time we became misaligned, he would just want to sit down and talk about it calmly, hear each other out, forgive each other if necessary, and just move on and continue growing. You see, I grew up in a very chaotic type of love, the novela type, where everybody's slamming doors, yelling at each other, you don't talk to each other for days, and so I thought that was love. I thought that was passion.
I had this boyfriend, and like
so
they were so
old to
off
think
and
stuff like
on,
that.
and then like one day I just ended up making out with him. It was really terrible of me. It was so shady.
Oh my god.
Would you guys cheat for $1,000?
Yeah, $1,000, that's a lot of money. I can spend that money like without him. I wouldn't even have to share. I'd honestly have to go shopping. The shopping's free for $1,000. Absolutely not. I probably will. It's $100. Do you know how many hours that is from working? Like, I would so do it. Yeah, like come on, like that's really worth it for my minimum wage job. You could pick up, you could just pick up an extra shift. Nope, I'm lazy. Sorry. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Wow.
Yeah, come on. It's a lot of money, bro. For $100 you cheat? That's a lot of money. No, I'm not cheating for $1,000. I think I would cheat for $100.
Would you cheat right now then for $100?
Yeah, I think I would.
She would cheat for $100. Not even $1,000. $100. Bro, what? That's not even that much money. Like, it doesn't even matter the amount of money. If you love a person, nah. If you don't love him and you're sure you're gonna end up the relationship, then F it, you know, whatever. But like, really?
Bruh,
Cheated, and then I took it as a challenge and did the tit for tat.
Spicy. He cheated back. No, mamacita, never cheat back, mamacita.
How did you feel after you had the tit for tat? Did you feel good about it, or?
So my initial reaction was to feel good about it. Okay, I did this and that, but then afterwards, you're just like, I was feeling a void.
You cheated up. You didn't cheat down.
Yeah.
You're never going to feel true happiness unless you get slightly bigger muscles. Nobody will ever love you deeply and sincerely unless you get slightly bigger muscles. You will never be respected by your peers unless you get slightly bigger muscles.
I'm 25. Last year I was told that 24 is when you're the most fertile.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're most fertile in your early to mid 20s.
Guys, don't listen to this anymore. We live in a different time and age. I have PCOS and I became fertile real quick without even realizing. So honestly, like, it doesn't matter, and I am in my 30s, so medicine and science is improving every single day. Don't put the pressure on being fertile in your 20s. I think the 20s is the time for you to explore and maybe focus a bit more on the career, but also on the dating side. Don't just focus on one thing, but don't put the pressure on like, I need to get married, I need to have children, my age, you know, it's got like, don't put pressure on any of those things. Relax, and when the time is right, it's gonna happen.
And then once you start getting into your 30s, fertility decreases. Once you get over 35, it's called geriatric pregnancy territory, high-risk pregnancy territory. So after 35, one, the likelihood that you are able to even get pregnant starts to diminish quite significantly. So
yeah, but like, you can literally freeze your eggs and stuff like that. Also, if your second pregnancy or third pregnancy is after 35, it's completely fine, I think. The first pregnancy can be a bit harder, but really, for me, it wasn't. And everybody, all the doctors were telling me I will have to go on medication, I will have to do this, I will have to do that. And I was like, damn, if it is that hard, I don't even have to try. And then I stopped trying, and then it happened.
I mean, biologically speaking, the best time to get pregnant, you could argue, say between the age of 20 to 30, in that age range.
Yeah.
So
I think that we seriously need to boycott
face filters in 2024.
But don't you have a face filter
It's not
right
cute
now?
anymore. Honestly, I don't know why people or anyone or why I ever at any point in my life felt like I should look less human online.
For the night that she
Bruh,
cheated
she
on
has
me,
a filter on.
I knew it before it happened. I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt my chest just like getting, and I just knew something bad was happening. The next day I woke up, I couldn't get a hold of her. And I spent the whole day trying to figure out what was happening. And I got a photo message in my Instagram from someone that followed me of a picture of her with some other guy. And then I knew, and I had the picture, and I messaged her again, and I said, hey, yeah, I got this picture. Now's a really good time to be honest with me. And she said, I met Cameron. And I was like,
Cameron who?
It's Cameron. And she's like, Cameron Dallas. It hurt like hell. But the next day, she deletes all our photos that we'd ever posted together on social media, just wiped the grid clean, and posts one new photo of her and this guy.
What? On day one?
On day one.
Oh
and
my God.
it was a Getty Images paparazzi photo. You know what the worst part about the whole thing was?
What?
I got back with her.
Why would you do that? She did you so dirty. Where is your self-esteem? Where is your respect towards yourself? This is sad. I'm crying inside. Don't do that to yourself. You are more worth than that. Way more worth.
Who cares about that guy? You think I'd ever actually like him? No offense, he works at a pizza shop.
When I met my now wife, I
He
was an
works.
unpaid
Full stop.
intern at a recording studio. And to afford an apartment, I would have to Uber drive throughout the night. And mind you, before that apartment, I was living in my car. So I guess I'm just grateful that when my wife met me, she saw a person and somebody she was attracted to and enjoyed the company of, and not an unpaid intern.
What is happening in here? What is this? I think he is happy that it was a prank.
I don't even know why you believe me. I don't even know I could get away with this, to be honest. No, I don't like you. You know we're friends.
I know. So you don't want to like.
No. Never wanted to. No. No. It's not happening.
It's like,
Oh my god, where are his balls? Where are they? I can't find them. Oh my god, this guy. Like, how do you allow this?
10 weeks.
Yeah, a few weeks.
Wait, they're dating
How long
for
have
10
you known each other?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
It's not a lot.
When did you make it official?
2 months and a half.
Haven't had a discussion yet. So, is it open or
Open relationship.
are y'all just talking? I wouldn't say it's open.
Realistically, he can do what he wants, but my attention's on him and not on anyone else.
Okay, that's how I. How would you feel if he slept with another chick?
I'd be bitter, but I wouldn't show it to him because he can do whatever. Technically,
You'd still continue along with him? Okay.
Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you even tell him technically you can do whatever? I'm like, no. You want to be with me? You ain't doing that shit.
How would you feel if she slept with another guy? Nah, I'd be kind of pissed. Would you stick it out with her? Whoa, she's cheating on you, boy. I wouldn't completely forget about it. No, I'd talk to her.
Why do you feel like you could tolerate that?
Not that I'm tolerate it. I mean, we're not official.
Don't approach
Then be
me
official.
in a parking lot at night. Pull your window down. Why? For you?
No.
Who are you? Go away. Oh, my car needs a jump. My car's made out of bricks. There's no electricity running through it. Sorry, can't help. Leave me alone.
Listen, I do understand the idea of a woman alone in a parking lot where a man comes and asks for help like that. I don't know if I would open the door for him either. I don't know if I would trust him, because a lot of shit can happen, and I am scared. I am scared. I'm terrified of things like that. I have anxiety like that. So I don't know if I would do it either, but I would definitely not have this attitude. I would be very apologetic about it. Like, having this attitude makes me think, like, who do you think you are to act like that? And I know in a different situation, you would beg that the guy would help you if you needed help. So sit down or jump down from your high horse. I think that's a sentence. But yeah. Don't be like that. Humble down.
You not talk to your girlfriends about your marriage.
Would a queen talk to a chambermaid about the king? How would the chambermaid understand what it is that the queen is going through? Or has to understand? Why am I going to go get advice from somebody who has a failed marriage, who doesn't understand what it's like to be with a man like that? Number two, if I go and tell my friend how horrible Grant was about something, which there's two sides of the story, and then I'm going to go make up with Grant. But now I've told them that Grant is domineering. Grant is controlling. He only thinks about himself. They're stuck with that. So now I'm made up with my husband. I go hang out with my best friend, Susie Q. She's like, so how's Grant? Oh, is he doing the domineering thing again? Boom. I will it back up. Either I'm trying to now talk to her and convince her that my husband isn't the piece of garbage that I made him out to be earlier. I'm trying to convince her of that. Or I'm reignited about the upset and how he does not treat me with respect.
Because we in a relationship, I had to pause here, we in a relationship, when we are heated, we are full of these emotions that are not real. It is something that we make up, and it's like a defense or offense mechanism, and we make it sound like it is the worst thing. Then we make up and we forget about it and we move on happily, blissful in marriage. However, if you introduce anyone else into that marriage and you tell them all the bad things, they are left with all the bad things. They will always remember the bad things because they don't have this whole routine of making up and having the good times as well. Because if you are constantly telling them the bad things, they're just gonna have an opinion about it and nothing else. So rather, don't tell them anything. Keep it to yourself and keep it between you and the person you are with.
The fact that he does treat me like this, and I'm always doing this for him, and he doesn't do that. And then boom, now I'm home with my husband, and guess what? He does one little thing where he's like, I'm going here to do this, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, so it's my job to take care of the kids? Oh, you just get to do whatever you want because you just think about only yourself. Do you understand?
Will you? Of course.
Yes.
Swap phones right now. All right.
Are we going through messages?
Yeah.
It's pretty normal.
Pretty normal, you said?
As expected. Wait, who's Adam?
You're friends with them, right?
You're talking to my friends?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty normal.
Why didn't you talk to me about it first?
I thought we were all friends.
What are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
Bro.
Okay.
She's taking the phone.
Damn.
We're just friends. We're all three friends.
You serious? Your friend?
No. Like, she's literally a 10. You're a 3. Look at her. You're, I was saying that. Look at him. Yeah, look at him and look at you. You're actually you. What do you mean? No. He's so cute. No. Why are you ruining my chances right now? Like, you know that?
Yeah.
You can't make anything know him. He's just cute. I can't believe you.
I can't date her.
No. I will never talk to either of you.
Oh, really?
I will will not talk to neither of you if you date. That is how much I care about my girl. She's a 10, you're a 3. So if you are both dating, I am so ready not to talk to her and lose her as a friend because of it. Honey, you are not tricking anyone. We clearly see that you are beyond jealous. If your girl has someone and she's in a relationship while you are single, you're ditching that girl. So that is not a friendship. That is an opportunity. Guys during the day, I don't get it. Like smiley, nice. Okay, guys during the night, depressed? Nah. I don't know what you're going.
Matter of fact, is that a green screen? That's a green screen behind y'all. Quit playing with me.
It's a green screen.
Walk down the stairs. Walk down the stairs.
Come here.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Why is he having to prove his money?
It's a green screen.
It's a green screen. Okay, walk down the stairs. You petty.
I know I've never seen them.
Say hi. Tell him to say hi. Okay. Is your mansion bigger than Rick Ross? Take us
hold on.
Some of you. Take us
wait, hold on. We comparing. Are we comparing houses to other people as if it matters?
We sure are.
See, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something that y'all probably don't understand. 4 people discuss people. Middle class people discuss events. Rich people discuss ideas. We're only thinking about the ideas that make us more richer. We're not caring about who's and what's. And this person got more when your thing got nothing. I care less about their homes because I'm not.
See, like, I really love hearing advice from rich people, but people who are self-made rich, because then you can learn a thing or two and see what is in common. If I hear 50 of them telling me or giving me an advice, I could maybe make up an idea about it. But yeah, this makes sense.
I in their house sleeping. I sleep in my own home. I don't care less about anything they got.
My ex.
Also, like, the one thing I think it's a turn off for me is a rich guy showing his riches. You know what I mean? Like a rich guy who only cares about materialistic thing and showing me his best car, his mansion, dripped in money, in jewelry, wearing the riches. Like, I feel like they are compensating for something, and I feel like there is inner thing that is missing and they are trying to compensate for it, and then they're not really successful in my idea of successful. My idea of successful is being utterly inner and outside happy and not detaching yourself from all of these materialistic things, but having it all enough, you know, and living the life with the money but not having to show it. You know, and then if we're gonna be talking about ideas and stuff, I do understand it, but I don't want the idea to be to buy more jewelry.
Thrive. It's a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me because I walked away with literally having to start over after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to, and wondering if I'm going to be able to feed them.
I wish I knew the reason why she's not with whomever she was with, because this sounds like a really terrible ending. I don't wish this upon anyone, especially when there's the children and they had a perfect life and now they have to go through all of this because of a decision you made. And thriving, I do understand what she means. Like, how can you thrive when you are struggling each and every day to compensate and make up for all the things that you have lost with someone? So it never ends well. No one is truly happy in a divorce, especially with kids. You can think you will be, but genuinely everything that you lose is way worse than what you gain.